Hello, let me hope you're being loved wherever you are. Welcome with me, Samson Sseka here in Chebando, Chisalo Salo. And we are very glad to host you on the show today. Yes, we are glad and here with the mushroom growers or mushroom farmer with the farm girl, Brenda Mahoyo. Welcome on the show. This is Family Farm every Monday from 11 p.m. You're very welcome. Very welcome, Mr. Sseka.
Thank you so much. My name's I'm called Sseka Samson, a young and proud mushroom grower from Hell Mushroom Uganda Limited. And Hell Mushrooms basically grow mushrooms, but not alone, but together with other farmers around Chebando and the outskirts and even other areas. So I'm really proud to be with you at Family TV.
Very, very glad to be hosted here in Chebando Chisalo Salo. Samson, you're going to tell us what inspired you to be, because you're very young, what inspired you to enter into this venture of mushrooms?
So what inspired me is that mushroom growing, first of all, it's a young industry. It's a young industry. By the time I started growing actual mushrooms, the mushrooms were just confined to places like supermarkets, like big hotels, and the products when you go there, most of them were, let me say, foreign. They come from maybe South Africa. They come from where? Not from within Uganda. So I saw it was a lucrative business. Still young, people had very limited knowledge about it. And also when I looked at the resources, which one requires to start a mushroom farm, it is resource friendly, especially for us the youth with the limited resources. It doesn't need one to be having a large piece of land. It's an urban friendly project. So those are some of the things which inspired me, and when I looked at the market, it was very lucrative. So they had a ready market. So I was somehow persuaded to go into it, and right from school I started growing mushrooms, and even up to now. Now we have established a company, and we even employ further youth in this program, and we think we're looking at a big picture, and we see the market is growing at a really fast pace, because even now everybody almost knows mushrooms. So there are really a lot of opportunities in this industry.
Wow, actually, when I reached here, I asked you that when I was growing up, I thought that mushrooms, you know, when you're going to school and you see these ladies picking mushrooms, what is that called? A Mount Hill or a Chiswa?
Yeah, they're called termite mushrooms.
My producer will help me. That is where I thought. So I didn't know that it goes through all this process. You have to have this. You have to have this. Yeah, and mushroom is really a very delicate thing. So how do you preserve it? Take us through the process of growing mushrooms.
Yeah, mushroom growing is not that delicate. Especially by the time we started, it sounded like a rocket science. Like people have different versions of what mushrooms are. Like you are saying that why it requires what, but it's just about knowing the science behind, and then you break it down into simple things. You know that if I'm to grow mushrooms, the first thing I need to have is the mushroom house. Like we shall have a look at our mushroom house. That is where we grow our mushrooms. For instance, when you're going to grow maize, you need land, fertile land, and in the mushroom growing, it's the house which comes first.
So first you have to have a mushroom. You have
house.
To have land.
Not that, but some space. Home? Yeah, from home. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. For instance, this is a home, somebody's home. Actually, we are renting it, and we are growing mushrooms there, and it's a big project. So you need the mushroom house, and it's this house which provides like the conditions which mushrooms require to grow. Mushrooms require a favorable environment, basically cold environment, and we can only provide that by setting up a temporary shelter, which we could refer to as mushroom house. So then the other thing you need is the waste. As you can see, behind us.
Yeah, Samson, before we go to the west, what are the do's and the don'ts of the mushroom house?
So the mushroom house basically should be able to provide like a certain range of temperatures, basically low temperatures. For instance, when you see these wild mushrooms, they grow like based on certain conditions. For instance, they grow during the wet season, the rainy season. Then they also grow maybe in dark places. So we try to provide such conditions whereby the house provide. We don't call it total darkness, but we call it dim light or reduced light. Then the temperatures. If you look at the material we use when you're setting up mushroom houses, the materials, they call it insulation. Insulation is like reducing the heat so that they regulate the what? Like a greenhouse. So that's what the house has to do. Those two most important things, to reduce the heat and also provide some little darkness. Not that dark, but some reduced light.
So what if I decide to grow it from home? Maybe I have like a small one room and I want to be maybe a mushroom farm. I'm aspiring to be. What is it like? Also the do's and the don'ts, or are they also the precautions that I have to go through when I'm thinking about such a thing?
Yeah, if you are in like a one room, yeah, we have those farmers actually. Because we make here what I'll show you gardens. We shall see what are gardens. Have people who buy them. They put them maybe under the sink or under the bed and they grow, but that's not commercial. They can still come out, but not as the one with, because sometimes our environment keeps on deviating. So now it's cool, but maybe early in January it may be hotter. And for us mushroom growers, we don't have a season, so you find that we do it throughout the year. Yeah.
Okay. So after the house, what next? Like the process, we're still taking us through the process.
Yeah, so after you have set up the mushroom house or structure where you're going to grow mushrooms from, then you need what we call mushroom gardens. Then what I forgot to talk about the house is also where these whatever gardens or grow kits, where they're going to sit. When you go into the house, we're going to see that we have shelves. So it's those shelves where the mushroom gardens sit on. We'll be seeing the shelves. Or alternative, if you don't have shelves, you have seen people tying them on two strings. You can tie them on two strings so that they are held there and then they can float from there. So then the next thing you need to have is the mushroom garden. So I'm going to explain what constitutes a garden. Yeah, the process is a bit long, but we shall just break into small parts. Yeah, what we have here behind, as you can see, we have what we call...
I thought it was like a garden of matoke.
No, it's not like that. But yeah, it's almost related. But
so this is how a mushroom garden looks like.
Now this is the material we use to make a mushroom garden.
This one.
Yeah, so those are cotton husks. Some of the materials we use, but like I said, the only difference between the mushrooms and other plants is that the mushrooms they fall into a kingdom we call fungus, and then other plants you can find they have chlorophyll. Anyway, they are plants, green plants. So mushrooms are not green; they are white, so they are fungus. That's why they don't even need sunlight. So we know that fungus, or things which fall under the fungus kingdom, they grow on what? Decomposing material, decaying material. So any waste from the farm can be used to grow mushrooms. Today here we have cotton husks. If we check around, you'll find somewhere there are maize cobs. Those cobs people just throw. We're going to go and pick rice straw from a farm down there. Rice straws, these are the grass. After they harvest the rice, the grass that remains, we can use grass to grow mushrooms. We can use bean husks. We can use everything, sorghum, millet, whatever is around available.
So it's what is mixed in the garden of the
Yes,
mushroom.
yeah. So the mushrooms grow on decaying material, and we take it through a process. This process ensures that they will do what? They decay. So something to decay needs some water first of all. So we soak them. After soaking them, then we drain them so that we remove off excessive water. You can see the excessive water is kind of draining away. So when the excessive water drains away, then depending on the substrate we have used, or the substrate means the material where we are going to, which we are using to grow the mushrooms. So at times we make a mixture because we want our mushrooms to come out well. So we can mix maybe cotton with the maize cobs or whatever we get, because this is a town. But when you go to lower raw settings, some of these things are free actually. You can
So
get,
you guys buy them?
yeah, because for us we are at a disadvantage. Few people farming here in Kampala, so we have to buy them, or you have to pay for someone to collect them, and then maybe the transport. You may find that you will buy a bag of the maize cobs at 15,000 shillings, and yet in the village somebody can get that for free, at free cost, because people just throw them or burn them. So bean husks, yeah, we have we can use that. Soya bean, anything that can decompose, mushrooms can use them to grow. So as these things decompose, the mushrooms get what? Suck up nutrients, and then we are able to see the mushroom fruit
So
at the end of the day.
here, or you pack them?
Yeah, I was still going through the process. This is the first process. We actually, this is like the second, but the first is we soak them. Soaking basically means mixing anything with what? With water. I'll let them stand maybe for like 24 hours. After 24 hours, the water drains off. Then we further ferment. Fermentation can take 3 to 5 days. So this had stayed for almost a week now.
These ones?
Yeah, because we had another batch here which we are working on. We're a bit working fast because of the festive season, so that we can, because it's a bit labor intensive. Yeah, because at times when we're working here, we can find here like 10 or 20 people.
So how long do they have to stay when someone mixes, like you've said, the cotton, the maize, the rice husks? How long do they have to stay?
Like minimum like 2 to 3 days.
2 to 3 days.
But the longer they stay, the better, because they get soft. You know, something to decay. The longer it stays, the better. Yeah. So it's like manure. So these mushrooms are after we have done with the process of decaying or fermentation, we pack them in plastic bags, as we shall see. Then we pack them in plastics because of two things. First of all, we want them to reserve the moisture content. We pack them when they are in the bags, they can't lose moisture, so they retain that moisture, and it's the same water they use when they are fruiting. Then second, for easy handling, and also to keep away other contaminants. We've seen here there are some of the molds, or we call them contaminants, other fungus which are not mushrooms. Yeah, much as some may resemble mushrooms, but they're not real mushrooms. You know, they are also poisonous. Yeah, they're also poisonous mushrooms. So you may end up with something like that, and we don't want that to happen, because some of them may be poisonous. So in fermentation, we trick those other fungus to what? To fruit. So when they fruit, we are going to steam. We steam. Like we normally call it sterilization, but because the temperatures don't reach the sterilization point, normally call it pasteurization or steaming, but for a very long time. So we steam this, while packed in a cavera, for around maybe 12 hours.
These ones that have decayed?
Yes, 12 hours. But depending on the quantity you have, I know some people, because for us we steam a lot. This can be like 1,000 plus gardens. But some people maybe they need one drum like that, a small drum which can steam like 50, and you can steam like for 5 hours. And you start counting the 5 hours
So what is the process of steaming? You pour in hot water or?
So steam is like you are going to steam matoke. You first put mizingo on your, how do they call them? My education is I didn't went for whatever. So the no, okay, it's a steamer. You can call it a steamer, but
just pan and then pour in some water, then
no, you first put some sticks at first. So after putting some,
that is also the process of the steaming.
Yes.
Of the mushroom.
Yes, because steaming basically means something, to cook something by using steam, not in water. You get, not boiling. Yes, so I think you get the point.
Yeah.
Like when I put the eggs in water, I'm boiling, but when I cook matoke, I'm steaming. So you put some kind of like I don't know, like surface, so that whatever you're steaming doesn't come into contact with the water. Then even on the sides, you put there some barriers. Sometimes we use sacks, because here we don't have what? Those banana leaves. But in some places
they use banana leaves.
Yeah, banana leaves are better, but because here we're in town, we use basically the sacks and these other bags. So
what is the importance of steaming?
Steaming is to eliminate or to kill other germs or other germs. So that by after steaming, we are going to put our mushroom seed, and you only want the mushrooms to come out.
Real mushrooms?
Yeah, real mushrooms, not anything else. Yeah, so that's why we steam. Because mushrooms require a lot of hygiene.
So how long does it have to be when it's on the steam?
It depends, but I said like if you are steaming a very small quantity, like 50, using a small drum, it can take 5 hours. But if you are taking so much, you can take up to 12. Some people do 18 or 24 hours, depending on even which substrate. For instance, if I'm not using cotton husks, if this was sawdust, sawdust, or wood shavings, these things which come from the mill, sawmill, that's sawdust. So if I'm going to use them, I may need to steam for a long hours, so that because those trees spend years and years growing, like maybe 10 years before they cut them. But the cotton is just maybe a few months, so it has few contaminants. That's why I may take less time steaming cotton, whereas I take long while steaming the material.
Yeah, so Samson, you're going to allow us to just go in for a short commercial break, but you're still watching Family Farm with the farm girl, Brenda Mahoro. I love you so much. We want to emphasize on this point. Yeah, we've brought everything here. Enimiro ya mushroom tujirese wano era for our emphasis, to emphasize, and for our aspiring farmers, mushroom farmers or mushroom growers out there. Yes, we want you to understand. Eranga Samsoni agenda kuba tunyonyola. I have different packs here. This one has black in it, ina white, ina ene ikumpi kugwayo naye tenaba kugwayo. Kati agenda kuba tunyonyola kimu ku kimu. Agenda kuba tunyonyola nti ennimiro ya mushroom ina kubanga ina baina seedlings, baina nursery bed, ebyo byonna tugenda kuba tubitegeera waneeno.
Yeah, welcome you back, our dear viewers. Kakati kyetulina wano, tulina ensigo, tukomye wali nga tufumba ennimiro yaffe okutta obuwuka. Kati ennimiro twazipakize mu buveera we buti, ne tufumba mu pipa yaffe nga omwagirabye. Tufumba okutta obuwuka. Obuwuka bwe tutasibwe buno butambula, wabula obuwuka babuyita bu microorganisms, buba butini nnyo. Obumu bubeera bu fangasi, obumu bubeera bu bacteria, obumu virus, tosobola bulaba n'amaaso. So y'ensonga lwaki tufumba okumala ebbanga panvu. Era awo tulaba wano tulina ne disinfectant. Disinfectant liba ddagala erita obuwuka. Nti oba ogenda ku stage eno ng'omaze ofumba ebintu biri nga bidde, osooka kulongoosa ogenda okukolera. Tulina muno ebitundubaali, kwaffe tukolera ku matundubaali tusobola ne tugalongoosa ne tugasiimuula ne tuyiwako eri eddagala then ne tulyoka tujjula bye twafumbye eggulo limu tutera fumba nga ggulo ne tubijjula enkya obirinda ne biwoolera ddala kuba biba bikyayokya biba bisobola okutta ensigo yaffe kye tulina wano y'ensigo
etandika bweti n'enfuluma bweti
eno gye bayita ensigo y'obutiko eno gye bayita ensigo y'obutiko naye tusobola ogikola oluusi mu kaveera oluusi mu ccupa abasinga bazikolera mu macupa naye olwokuba nti cupa oluusi ziba nzibu okugiggyamu tuluusi tuyinza bakasitoma ayinza okujja nagamba njala ku nsigo y'obutiko n'omu ccupa n'atukeine mulimu okugiggyamu eccupa n'agyasa buli kyolaba ekya white kuba nagambye fangasi yaffe yo teringa zino green plants zizo ziyina oba eyina obusigo obulaba so this ebya white byolaba ebyo ebyeru y'ensigo eyo yebeera ensigako oba bonna butiko ebyeru byolaba kasita tumala ofumba nga tulyoka tuyiwako era eno ogiraba kati ntwakagisimba eggulo limu yeno ensigo twayiyeeko ensigo twajjudde ennimiro bweti bino bye twafumbye ne tuyiwako ensigo wano sayidi eno ne sayidi endala kakati olumala okuyiwako bwoti ensigo eno tugimulungula ne tugiyiwako sayidi ne sayidi then ne tusibako kuliko ekipapula kuliko rubber band then waliwo n'akantu ke buyita bulingi buno obuntu obusiba endibuta tubwokya ne tubukolamu engeri ring kati wano ennimiro weebeera essiza eno eba efuuse ennimiro eba essiza eno n'eno eno nnimiro emu eno esobola okuwa alisi kiro zo nga 2 ez'obutiko kyembala ennyonnyola kakati tuteekako obupapula buno okugisobozesa okussa wessiza wano naye kyeyatulimitinga like tugezaako kulaba nga tefunamu kamungi ofuna oxygen nga mungi obutiko tebumera bulungi mweno stage kati tumala okuteekako ensigo ntuteekako karingi kano n'ekipapula nga tugirindamu tugiwaayo weeks 2 oba weeks 2 ku 3 wiiki ezo tuziyita za kumerereza oba mu luzungu kyetuyita colonization oba incubation kati ensigo egenda kujja ng'erya ebintu bino bye wakozeseza oba wakozeseza bikongoliro oba wakozeseza bukuta bwa mmwanyi egenda kujja ng'ebumeramu paka kyonna kyonna kifuuka kyeru nga bino byolaba wano kati kino kiba eno eba emaze okukola ki ensigo eba emaze okolonizinga ng'erirwedde okutandika okukola ki okumera kati kino kiri mu weeks 2 kuba ensigo ffe gye tukozesa y'amaanyi edduka speed nekya process eri gye tuyitamu nga otwala fermentation ereeta okuba nga ensigo olutandika okumera emalayo mangu terwawo kaakati wetuba tutwala mu kiyumba kyaffe oba oluusi tulina abalimi abajja wano nga bo tebalina either time oba tebalina space oba tebalina resources oba tebalina tekigondi tebalina budde bukola bintu bino naso twala ekintu nga kiwedde bwekiti ebeera nga seedling
kino kiba kyammeka omuntu nga zekigula
ekyo kiba kya 13 13 ng'oli atwala ewaka ebeera nga nsigo kati nga ojjako bujja bupapula ng'afukira wano mazzi ne wano nga bwetiko butandika kufuutuka sayidi ne sayidi okumala emyezi egyo 3
ng'alya buli buti
onogako ng'obulala bujja onogako ng'obulala bujja
ng'asobola n'otunda
oba osobola naye si mu nnimiro emu kwaffe tudinganye ne bafaamu oli ayinza okujja natwala ennimiro nga 10 ennimiro nga 5 ennimiro 10 tugeza muno tuyinza okuba tulinamu ennimiro eziwera 1,500
pozi wagambye eno y'ennimiro
eno ennimiro ng'emazeeyo bazitwalira ku level weziti kati nga bw'ogiraba eno engeri gyefulumya endala ziri eri ndowooza wansi naye obutiko bufulumayo weebuti buviira eno mu sayidi kakati saawa ze tuba twanoza edda naye buno bwe bulinga nga obuli ku ssaawa eno so bufulumira eno mu sayidi n'onogako obulala ne bujja noyongera ofuka ofukirira nonogako paka okola ki paka emyezi 3 ogigwako kati ogigwako kino ekiba kisigaddewo ate era tukikozesa okukola manure kiba kikyali rich in nitrogen kuba bino ebya white ebyo nitrogen kati ki breaking down kikola nitrogen fixing era abantu siri bagenda bitugulako bino olina kugamba njagalayo ensawo ngoba bisatu
ezabino
olusi natabula ne kalimbo w'enkoko oba olusi nabikozesa byokka naye bino birungi especially ku bantu abalina ensuku oba omuntu ayagala okwerinda ekyeya nti biteekamu ekigimusa naye ate biina engeri gye biconditioning ettaka ne liba nga liholding amazzi for a long time.
Wow, kati so ogenda tubuulira challenges ki ze musanze gwe ng'omulimi wa mushrooms mu katale mulimu waliwo akatale ka mushrooms kubanga nze wano mazima gennyini badde simanyi nti eno yona ebeera nnimiro ne producer wange tabimanyi
kakati
kagirabangako
kibeera okuba waliwo olusi tugende mu myoleso oli najja nakubuuza naye kati ekisu ekyamu kiro oba no bagamba actually ebintu tuba tubiguza abantu tubiyita biswa ebiswa by'obutiko oli ayinza okugamba njagala ebiswa 100 eby'obutiko kati olusi oli wawulira nti ebiswa oli nagamba nakubira essimu nakulabye oba kuki ku Family TV wayogere ku kigambo kiswa eno waffe tulina ebiswa biyitirivu nyinza ndimako nti obutiko ogenda tuukayo ng'ebiswa byakulaga ng'akulaga bino ebyenkuyege ng'ate basically kiba kizibu nnyo kale okubeera nti ono mulimi wa butiko busobola okujja occasionally kisinziira ku substrate kijja akozesezza kuba nga we nagambye ensigo kati ffe naye obutiko gye tulina eya oyster tugijja naffe era mu butiko tugende buno butiko buno bugudo obumera ku miti eyo so tugenda tukuŋŋaanya spores ezo tuziteeka ku medium siga nti obutiko abamu bagamba obutiko bakolera bukolerere buli artificial naye nga si kituufu just culturinga nsigo ne tugiteeka mu substrate ne tuteekawo favorable environment so butiko ne tutandika okukola ki okumera.
Samson, talk about the challenges that you faced.
So the challenges we face maybe the value chain. Tusanga nti kati ffe tulina nga farmers naye farmer waffe ali gindi atute ennimiro maybe nnimiro nga 5 oba 10 olunaku akungudde kilo nga 5 kati okuva eyo gyali katugeze ali bayite batya wano Nsanje farmer waffe ali Nsanje alina kilo 5 zireeta wano on the market the cost is high ebeera high cost of production especially transportation kilo ya katiko agenda gitundako maybe nusu kakaaga emitwalo ng'emeka ku kilo 5 emitwalo emeka 6 zitu 6 kati ogenda transport gwateekamu ye olusi alina byakola genda tukuwa piki omwana wa piki ajja musaba emitwalo egyo 2 so who takes the money oli wa transport. So a small project like this, like growing mushrooms at home, it doesn't require a lot of space. Then just 10 by 10, actually 10 by 10 feet, you can start with at least 300 gardens. That's a commercial project, commercial mushroom project, 300 gardens. If you have 300 gardens of this type, then you're commercial. So you can go and make a living out of it. You can support a family, then you can grow from there. Yeah, now in Holland.
Thank you so much, Samson. This has been Samson Kizito Sseka here in Temando Chisalo, and it has been a blessing to have you on the show. This is Family Farm every Monday from 11 a.m. to 11:30. We always have you on Church of Uganda Family TV. Thank you for watching with the farm girl Brenda Mahoro here to serve you all the time and all the shows that we've had. Let me hope you're gaining knowledge, and let me hope you're noting down every time that we have a show. And in case you've missed any show of Family Farm, just go on our YouTube channel, that is COU Family TV, and you will get the knowledge, and you will start from zero, and you will be the grace that everyone is looking at. Thank you so much. I love you so much.